Patrick Cook here. So welcome to session 11 of our Mandelbulb3D Epic Rendering tutorial series. Now, in the last session, I had begun the process of rendering out these tiles. All right, and it's complete now. All right, so it rendered out 16 tiles. Each tile is 6,750 by 4,500 pixels. All right, so let's pull up the files. Let's see what we got here. So there we go. So there's my my 16 tiles. I have a grid of 4 by 4. All right, so this is the very first tile right here, and then this would be the very last tile right here. All right, I'll just call up one of these tiles that actually has a Mandelbulb image in it, and that's what we're getting. So you can see here that I have successfully used the Big Render tool of the Mandelbulb3D application to give me tiling. All right, I have 16 tiles. Now, the trick is, how do you put all this together? Now, like I was describing a session or two ago, your normal panoramic software stitching just simply does not work, okay? And so don't even go there. The reason it doesn't work, and let's see if I can just, here we go. Let's see. Well, let's see. Okay, here, let's take a look at this. Let's see if I can give you a good example. Here is a tile. All right, let's now watch this. Now this is pretty cool. There is a tile. Here is another tile. If I line these up, we can see here that this tile and this tile are where the tiles would butt up to one another. And you notice here there is no overlap. All right, the pixels end on this tile and then immediately continue on this tile. It is key to understand that your Mandelbulb produced tiles do not have any overlap. They never will. They don't even bother going there. They don't. And any stitching software that relies upon overlap is just simply not going to work. It's just not going to know where to put the tiles. Okay, so I went on a rather long quest some time ago to find a stitching program that would work with non-overlapping tiles and with tiles that don't have a parallax issue. Okay, so what I found was an application by the name of ImageJ. ImageJ. Now, I'm only giving you a quick demo here to show stitching. I'm going to go back to all of this and do this in much more detail. All right, so you don't have to, don't run out and go up on the internet and see if you can find any of this stuff right now. I'm only demonstrating it. I'll give you all of that information at the appropriate time. So, all right, so this ImageJ, this happens to be version 2. All right, which it's free, it's open source, and it's got lots of plugins. But it has one particular plugin that we are very interested in. All right, and it's right there. It's a plugin in the stitching category that's called Grid Collection Stitching. I'm going to select that. Now, okay, now through experiment and learning and trial and error and all that stuff, I figured out how to go about doing this. I'm only demoing it. I'm not going to go into great detail. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick down the file name position. The file name has the grid tile positions. I'm going to OK that. All right. Now, let's get this where we can see it here. I know I have, let's see if we can get this. Oh, all right, well, my grid's back here. You memorized it, right? I have a grid size of 4 rows along the x-axis. I have 4 along the column, the y-axis. I want the tiles to begin at the number 1. I'm going to go pick the directory. Let's see, where did I put that? In documents. Here we go. Let's see. Where did I put that? Come on. Documents, right? There it is, right there. Okay, where did I put those tiles? So right in here, 4x4 tiles, right there they are. All right, that's the folder that I pointed to, which has my tiles. Now I need to educate this application as to how to interpret the file names. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab I'm going to get a name of that file. I just copied it. I'm going to paste it. All right, now here, this is my Mandelbulb tiling process put this x and this y coordinate into the file name. So what I'm going to do is I got to do a curly bracket, XX curly bracket, and then here I got to do a curly bracket, YY curly bracket. I believe that should be a lowercase x. Okay. All right. This is where it's going to write the configuration. Don't care about that. Here, compute overlap. Otherwise, I don't want it to compute overlap because I don't have any overlap. So I got to do 2 things. I got to uncheck this, and I got to come up here, tile overlap, and I got to tell this application that there is no overlap. All right? Now, this is just a quick demo. Again, do all this when we have a real. In this tutorial series, I actually want to make a, go back and create a real Mandelbulb graphic that I'm thrilled with. Do the tiling process and then do the merging process right here. And at that time, we're going to go through all of this in much more detail. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I think I've got everything. Grid size here is 4. Let me just double check my work here. 4, 4. No overlap. There's my folder. Okay, there is the file name with the nomenclature of the XX and the YY. Everything else is fine here. Everything else is unchecked. Good. Let's OK that, and let's see what happens. Now, what it's doing right now is it's actually going down through each of these tiles, and it's assembling in memory. It's assembling this merged final picture. When this is done, assuming no errors, what I'm going to have is I'm going to have a big picture on the screen that's going to be my original 9,000 by 600 Mandelbulb image that had been tiled and rendered as tiles, remerged back together into a 9,000 by 6,000. All right. Normally you wouldn't go through this process if you could just simply render it from the Mandelbulb main page, which we know we can render 9,000 by 6,000. This is a demonstration. When we get into things like 40,000, 50,000 pixels wide, Mandelbulb can't handle it. We have to do tiling, and we have to do the remerging. This is just a demo. Okay? All right, so let's see. We can see here that this ImageJ application is in the process of fusing and displaying. So, and here's our progress. In any second now, we should get an image up on the screen, fusing. There we go. All right, it's fusing channel 3 of 3. What it's doing is it's assembling, reassembling all of these tiles back into one big picture. All right. All right. Okay, so I'll tell you what, we're out of time on this. We're going to end this session, and I'm going to let this thing run, and we're going to start session 12 with me showing the big merged picture. All right, so come on back. It's going to be pretty cool what we're going to see here. I'll see you in the next session.